on the zoo soil. If you come to us to give us weapons, I will decline it. I will allow them to kill all of you before we mount any counteroffensive. Let me tell you one thing that you don't understand. Some of you, you claim you went to school, but you didn't go to school. Because if you went to school, you will understand how Islam works. Islam is coming for you. They must come for you. It's a M-U-S-T, must. There is nothing anybody can do about it. Only you can defend yourselves. This headline here is a confirmation if you need one. I think Abubakar said it yesterday. Today is being covered that ISIS is coming. Not just Boko Haram, but the real bad people that are coming. They need access to the oil. And they will get it to secure their financial base for their continued expansion within the whole of sub-Saharan Africa. The zoo is seen as pivotal. And Biafra land is where the resources that they're looking for is lying in. They don't trust Buhari anymore. Buhari was their godfather that trust him. I mean, Buhari, they thought he would give them Sharia immediately. Buhari saying, I don't belong to anybody. From that day, they intensified their bombing. Some of you cannot reason, you cannot see very well because you're blind. But at least you're lucky. You're listening to Radio Biafra. Very, very lucky indeed. I'm telling you the truth. Or else I can not go fufu in your blindness. It is that we've come to shed light on, that you can see properly. If I enter the zoo, I will not command this army. I need guns and I have the men. I need guns and I need bullets. That's all we need to win. I have been sounding this warning. I've been telling you, you think we are joking. They are coming. Your mothers will be raped. Your sisters will be married off as slaves. I'm telling you that now. Right as I speak, write it down. Biafra land will be decimated. Unless we equip this army to defend us. If we don't equip our army to defend us, in other words, if we don't, it will be very difficult for us to recover. Forget all this nonsense. All these so-called pro-Biafra groups you're saying, Awasa brought them out to confuse you. Awasa brought them out. That is why they cannot say what we are saying or do what we're capable of doing. These are Awasa groups, and you are not listening. That's not what I want. You are not listening. Because the devil has gone into all these idols that you worship. The devil has gone inside you to harden your heart, to blind your eyes that you cannot. That day I will tell you to remember the broadcast of in 2015. I will back to it. I need guns and I need weapons. If I don't have bullets, the army of Biafra cannot defend your towns and cities. The sooner you get that mix called, the better for everybody. Young people, you don't reason, I know that for sure. But the sooner you take this very mostly, the better for everybody. Or else you're finished. ISIS is coming. They will enter the zoo guard very, very shortly. Not as Boko Haram, they are coming in as their franchise and as their name dictates. ISIS is coming. Like, make this while the sun is shining, or if you like, you can continue to be dumb and stupid. It's up to you. I won't be there, but you'll be there anyway. And Radio Biafra will not report it, and nobody will. If us guns, if you like, you don't. I'm trying to save you, not you saving us. We'll continue. Nigeria is a council presidential fund. And Africa will be free. Let it not be said that the disintegration of Nigeria will somehow bring an end to Africa's cohesion and unity. It is a lie. It's a lie. It will strengthen it. Nigeria is a country dragging Africa backwards, being purportedly the most populous nation, black nation in the world, with vast reserves of oil and gas in my land in Biafra. A lot has been expected of Nigeria over the years, but each time they have failed. If you terminate Nigeria, it's like a cancer growing somewhere on the body of Africa. Once you get rid of Nigeria, believe you me, Africa will spring to life. Fight against Nigeria is with everything in us. Everything. And that's why we're defeating them. And those of you who do not want to be part of Biafra,
easy for you. Those of you who will be solidizing Biafra, from the time immemorial, it will not be very, very conducive. Pack your bag and go. I am telling you the fact. The people of Biafra has risen up, and nothing will stop them.
I was told that in Kuwait, they have categories of citizens. They have the first class one, the second, the third, and the fourth. Is that what you said? They said those who are in the first class are those of them that fought the Iraqis when they came. Is that correct? Some people stayed here and they fought. They knew they would be outnumbered and overwhelmed. But out of honor and dignity, they stayed and they fought. And between you and me, I'm being very honest, if there is one thing we don't have as black people, we don't have honor, we don't have dignity. I was told that in Kuwait, they have categories of citizenship. They have the first class one, the second, the third, and the fourth. Is that what you said? They said those who are in the first class are those of them that fought the Iraqis when they came. Is that correct? Some people stayed here and they fought. They knew they would be outnumbered and overwhelmed. But out of honor and dignity, they stayed fought. And between me, I'm being very honest, if there is one thing we don't have as black people, we don't have honor, we don't have dignity.
Our focus as a government is to make sure that we secure our land, make sure that our military, our army, our resistance fighters are funded, make sure that we provide them with enough sophisticated weapons, enough material to protect our women and our children. The thing as a government, what we are doing is to make sure that our people are not getting killed like other people in Nigeria are getting killed. It is the responsibility of this Biafra government. And that responsibility we are going to take till the day of the declaration of the restoration of the state of Biafra. Our focus as a government is to make sure that we secure our land, make sure that our military, our army, our resistance fighters are funded, make sure that we provide them with enough sophisticated weapons, enough material to protect our women and our children. The thing as a government, what we are doing is to make sure that our people are not getting killed like in Nigeria are getting killed. It is the responsibility of this Biafra government. And that responsibility we are going to take till the day of the declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra.
Yama, thank you very much. I salute your courage for everything you've been doing. I respect you. You said something very striking. You said a country where in their constitution, it was intentional, they didn't include anything referendum. They knew one day a day like this would come, so they didn't include anything referendum in their constitution, so that everybody would be calm in that slave camp. Nobody will have any option to want to leave. And what do? Like you said, we should just put our hands, our arms, and stay in the union that we're supposed to be in. We have to do, like in your previous broadcast, you said, we have to make our own history. Other people have made their own history, we have our own history. Just like this referendum we're doing now. Russia conducted a referendum in the Donbas area, the Russian-speaking region in Ukraine. They already conducted their own referendum over there. Since the UN is politics, they don't want to conduct referendum in that region, so that the Russians and Russia leave Ukraine. They conducted their own referendum. So we have to create our own history. If they say they are not okay with our own referendum, then let the UN come and conduct their own supervised referendum.
On why this referendum is very, very important. The most important thing in our life today is this referendum. We are making this history, and we will write this history. We'll make this history, write the history, tell the story by ourselves. What we are doing now is where there is nothing, we put something there. Biafrans are known for their innovative nature. A lot of history has been made by people, by human beings like you and I. Those histories become the foundation of many international law that guide the universe. Somebody has to take a bold step to make something out of nothing. Somebody has to get up and create something innovative and become innovative, create something, and it comes to existence. You don't sit down and begin to wait for people to bring solutions to your problem. We have waited for long. We have waited for ages. We have paid biggest price of one Nigeria. We have been killed, we have been murdered, we have been butchered by Nigeria's sponsored terrorists in uniforms. We have been annihilated almost by the Nigeria Islamic State, and all we do is to complain, and nobody cares about what happened to us. This has been ongoing for many decades and many ages, and each time you will complain and look for help, and nobody comes. Today, we have the solution. The worst part of this evil entity called Nigeria is that when you talk, they tell you, go to the National Assembly. When they know actually that Nigeria has been restructured, that National Assembly can never favor you. But ordinarily, it should be a place where the amendment, the law of Nigeria, for the benefit of everybody who believes in Nigeria, be, because they know it is a very, very dangerous diversity and has been restructured to favor the Islamic State. They will tell you, representative responsible, hold your politicians responsible. The politician they are to hold responsible has been caged, and they knew how they have caged them. They tell you hold them responsible. Once you do that and they react in accordance to the will of the people, they will put one allegation on their head: corruption. And before you know it, the person will be struggling inside prison. Before you know it, everybody will desert the person. It has happened to many, many people, and those criminals that are now representing them in Biafra land has learned their lesson from what happened to others. So they are easily and ready to dance to their tune. And because they know that these criminals who call themselves politicians are ready to dance to their tune, they always tell you, complain to them. When you complain to them, they want to preserve their status in Nigeria. They want to save their own dignity, if they have any. They want to save their own wealth, ill-gotten wealth, and they will put everything aside. They tell you it is not possible. Only when they will be seeing what other people are doing in other regions. That is it, but it is not possible because they are not representing your interest. Another funny story they tell you is that, you're asking for a referendum. There is no referendum in Nigerian constitution, and you want to live without the possibility of referendum in your constitution. They say, you have people in the National Assembly, let somebody raise the emotion. They know that when somebody raises that emotion, the person will be assassinated. If he's not assassinated, they will render him useless. So nobody dare to raise such emotion in the National Assembly. They tell you, it is not in the constitution. Why would you not have it in the constitution? Because it was deliberate act, a deliberate act on the evil entity. But today, we have outsmarted them. The same Nigeria do not understand that in the Charter of Africa, the Charter of, is it the ECOWAS Charter also on human rights, the Article 21, gave that particular right for self-determination. And you can't have a self-determination where you do not have the opportunity for people to choose how they want to live their life with that particular article on self-determination. And because they know that a day will come when Nigerians, those who find themselves in Nigeria area, will be tired and sick. So they think that by removing referendum in constitution, they have outsmarted everybody. Come and do referendum now. Today, we are doing it and we have outsmarted them. And I want every one of you to understand that Biafra government is a legitimate government in exile. It didn't start from us. We are not the first people who have government in exile. The only thing is that we know the right of the government in exile. And that right is what we are exercising to the fullest. Many people don't understand the right of government in exile. We do. I personally understand the right of government in exile. And every right of government in exile, I am going to practice. I am going to make sure that that right is used for the interest of Biafra liberation. I will even invent another right on top of the government in exile because Nigeria, as a complex country, a very dangerous country, requires a very complex solution. So what we are doing today and what I am doing today as the Prime Minister of Biafra is to make sure that I use every mechanism, both known to international law and those that nobody has ever used, to make sure that I dissolve Nigeria for the restoration of Biafra. And it is going to work. And after this mechanism have worked, Biafra have been declared, restored. Many people who wish to have their freedom will also adopt the mechanism we are using today, and it will work for them. So when they tell you who have done it before, tell them if nobody have done it before, we are doing it now. Ask them, have you seen a nation where there is no provision for people to have their democratic rights? Have you seen any country where you have a constitution and they know a solution to a futuristic crisis, and they know that the solution to have a clause for referendum in the constitution, and they remove it? Tell them, have you seen a country like that? So we will be a means of solution to our peculiar problem today, and that solution, we have found the solution. We've discovered the solution, applying it to our problems, and it is solving it. It is very, very important important that you participate in this referendum. We have had the sit at home for the past 2.5 years, and it will continue. We want to incorporate this sit at home to this referendum. It is gradual thing, step by step. We will tell these people that the brain of the Biafrans and brain of those piloting this movement is ahead, 1,000 years ahead of them. Fight against Nigeria is with everything in us. Everything. And that's why we're defeating them. And those of you who do not want to be part of Biafra, pack your bag and leave Biafra land. I'm telling you, it is not going to be very conducive for you. Those of you who will be sabotaging Biafra, from the time immemorial, it will not be very, very conducive. Pack your bag and go. I am telling you the fact. The people of Biafra have risen up and nothing will stop them. Our focus as a government is to make sure that we secure our land, make sure that our military, our army, our resistance fighters are funded, make sure that we provide them with enough sophisticated weapons, enough material to protect our women and our children. The thing as a government, what we are doing is to make sure that our people are not getting killed like other people in Nigeria are getting killed. It is the responsibility of this Biafra government. And that responsibility we are going to the day of the declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra. We are just started. We will burn Nigeria down. To protect our land, we will burn them down. This is the Biafra national anthem.
Thank you, Biafran Liberation Army. Thank you, the Prime Minister of the indigenous people of Biafra. Thank you, the Supreme Leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Thank you, the eternal leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Thank you, the Biafran people. Thank you, the donors that are making sure the war chest of Biafra is not dry. Thank you to all Biafrans that are facing the brunt of one Nigeria for years. And thank you to those that have returned back from obedient madness and those that come to understand that Biafra is the only solution to the problem. Thank you for those of you that have trusted in your Prime Minister since 2021 when MNK was kidnapped to this very day. Thank you for it has not been easy. Thank you for the Prime Minister is still here today and is making exploits. Thank you for making one Nigeria to understand that when you annihilate Biafrans, you will never have peace. Thank you, Biafran people, for all the sacrifices that you have done. The sacrifices that you have done for one Nigeria, trying to make it a better place, habitable place for people to reckon. Those sacrifices have not been in vain. If you think that your sacrifices have been in vain, out of your good deeds which they are paid evil, then you don't really understand the Chukwokike that you're worshipping. Those sacrifices that you have done trying to make one Nigeria to be better, which they have paid you back evil from the other side of the same coin, those sacrifices is what is playing out them today. That is why all of them are crying left, right, center. That is why they are wailing. That is why they are calling on Emilokan. That is why they are calling on Tinubu. That is why they are calling on Peter Obi. That is why they are calling on their fathers. And yet they forget where their problem started. That you massacred Biafrans, and the blood of Biafrans cannot go just like that. The God of Biafra is speaking up for them. And the situation you find yourselves today, the drug lord that just came in did not create the problem between yesterday and today. This is a problem that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu had cried about from 2012, telling you that the Islamic jihadist invasion is fast approaching. And because of you people foolishly and sheepishly agreed to collect money and to sell out our leader, today all of you are paying the price. So, 2023 fraudulent elections has come and gone. All the messages and all the plea that we put up, none of you listen to us. Our leader is behind bars today because of cautioning all of you, because of educating you of the worst that is happening here today. You know, when I am scrolling through the internet, the joy that I see when I see Biafran sitting down, singing songs of joy, singing that the Milokon should have another 20 years to rule their one Nigeria. And some of them eating kwabi and taking palm wine. It gives me joy and it cracks me up because Biafrans have sacrificed a lot to make one Nigeria a better place. And they have always paid us evil for the good that we've tried to do. So today I've just been keeping myself with laughter of how Biafrans are just eating, jubilating. I see many of them in beer parlor, scattering crate of drinks, eating and drinking and enjoying themselves. Some of them in swimming pools, showcasing how they are breaking bottles and enjoying themselves. Our prayer is that one Nigeria will continue to burn and burn until it burns down totally. So the fire will continue. I salute all my ministers in the house who are here present. I can see Otumwa, I can see 247, and many others that are here, and those that I can recognize and those that I may not, and all the ministers of the gospel of Biafra in the media department. I salute all of you. Those of you in the homeland, I salute you. My administrators listening to us from all over the globe, I salute all of you. Keep up the good work, for Biafra is here and we are good to go. So we say thank you to Chukwokike that Peter Obi did not win 2023 elections. First and foremost, we need to make Biafrans to understand, for those that have not been with us, for those that left us and went for Obi, or for those that did not understand the reality of Obi coming into the pace of 2023 elections. Let us take you memory lane, because it's good we educate some people so that when they come to argue or ask questions, they will know from the standpoint that we are coming from. Obi was never going for presidency of one Nigeria. He had no ambitions, he had no dreams, he had no prospects, he had no template for one Nigeria because he does not know anything about Nigeria. Obi only knows about the Anambra that he ruled for some years. Obi does not know anything about the structure of the Fulani Islamic jihadist system that reigns in Aso Rock. So, Obi had contested with Atiku before, and Biafrans have sacrificed to see that they win. Because of Obi, they did not allow Atiku to win. And in 2023, Obi again was still going with Atiku, and they were going. Few days to the presidential primaries. That was when they called Obi. UK government called Obi out and said, come to UK. Obi flew and entered UK. 10 Downing Street, he arrived, bam. He entered there, sit down. They gave him a template. Why? Because they had kidnapped Mazin Nnamdi Kanu in June, tortured him, blindfolded him, and then extraordinary rendition him to Nigeria in chains. And so they now saw the firepower and the consistency, focus, determination, and concentration of the Biafran people through the autopilot IPOB under the leadership of the spokesperson of Biafra then, who was our prime minister today. So the fire was burning. They tried so much to scrap ESN. They used Ejiofor and all his legal teams that had sold themselves to the devil. They used the DOS, they used all the governors of the East, and they tried to destroy the volunteer security network that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu had formed to the security of the Biafran people. And then Autopilot said it will not happen under the leadership of Mazi Simon Ekpa, then the spokesperson of Biafra. We fought. Biafrans that did not know us from Adams, that only saw us came into the picture when MNK was about to be kidnapped and when he was finally kidnapped. They gave their trust and then they continued to support ESN. The Prime Minister started from scratch to make sure the firepower to the security of our people was not diminished. And then we kept it on. Biafrans made contributions that have acquired all the weapons that we are using today, both the ones we manufacture and the ones that we buy. Biafrans have been contributing since then. And to this very day, we are standing very strong. They tried so much to scrap ESN, we did not allow them to scrap ESN. They said they want to give ESN amnesty, they should come and lay down their arms. We said no, it cannot happen. We stood our grounds till time of the fraudulent elections came up. Now, Obi was behind Atiku. So when UK saw that after the kidnap of Mazin Namdekan that autopilot under Simon Ekpa, the spokesperson then, is not backing down, not one iota. They are not going back in any way. They are not even having a second thought. The firepower is increasing, increasing, increasing. They now devise a means of distraction. They devise a means of drifting everybody away from focus. And how did they do it? How they did it is that they looked for Obi. They said, Obi is a boy. We have a job for you. So Obi came out. Obi, you have to go as a replica of a savior and hope and aspiration. Go and distract these people's focus. Because we know they have been longing for Igbo presidency for years. This is opportunity for you to now go and sow the seed of hope, the seed of discord, and the seed of confusion amongst them. Obi said, oh, fine and good. I am very good and I am loyal to UK government. I will do it. They gave Obi flag, Labour Party flag. Go and come out as president on the Labour Party. All what we are telling you now happens within 3 days. Obi became PDP. Obi now faced EFCC. Obi now became the Labour Party bearer for the presidency. Within 3 days. Are you understanding the point? Then we were educating people and telling you that forget Obi. Where was Obi before? Did Obi just sleep today and then become PDP today and then just become Labour Party presidential aspirant today? No. We even gave them evidences that Obi was called upon by UK government to come and carry this mandate. And that the mandate is to come and do what? Cause confusion amongst Biafrans and to distort the focus, concentration, determination of Biafrans on the ball of Biafra. Because they have seen the agility of Biafran people ever since MNK was kidnapped. And what Mazi Simon Ekpa, our leader, was doing. No, Biafrans did not get it because every Biafran loved to have Igbo presidency, which we have all longed and wanted for years. But the time they came to bring it was a demonic time. It was a Sodom and Gomorrah time. Because it is when they have roasted us already that they now go to bring bread. And they did not even bring just bread. They dipped the bread inside blood. And then they brought the bread out to tell you to swallow the bread. So you now have Martin Nnamdi Kanu in detention, and then you now have Obi coming out as a hopeless president. So some of you got into this confusion because you don't understand what it means, consistency, making a choice between life and death, making a choice between your leader that is dying and is in detention and also someone that is just coming, cajoling you into believing that he has something to offer to you. So, this is how Obi came to be. Within 4 days, Obi became a flag bearer of Labour Party. None of your kinsmen were consulted. Obi did not consult any of your kinsmen that he is going for Labour Party or is coming out as president and is going to represent the Igbo people or the Biafran people or that is coming for the interests of the Biafrans. No. None of the kingsmen understood what emanated Obi from nowhere. But we, the Biafran people, that were actively in the movement, we understood all the templates that the UK was coming with. We called on all Biafrans. And I can tell you categorically that 80% of Biafrans ran away and left us in the Biafran cause and went for Obi. I said 80%. 80%. 80% of Biafrans left us and went for Obi. And after they went for Obi, the campaign started. They saw how the fire was going. They were gathering momentum everywhere. Then our awareness now was intensifying. We made sure we destroy Obi and show them what they need to know about Obi in different ways. And the mandate that Obi has from UK government. How can the same UK government that masterminded the kidnap of our leader be the same person to give us Igbo president? This is one thing we were asking everybody, but they could not give us an answer. If UK government is that good, why did they kidnap our leader in the first place? The same UK government. And then why did the same UK government now come and give you our Obi to now come to be the president and then now come to be the one that will now come to release our leader? Then some people were now making conclusions that as Obi is coming to president, Obi will come and release our leader, Obi will now come and give us Biafra. Hey! The same Obi, during his campaign, opened his mouth and told you that Biafra died 50-something years ago and should never be allowed to arise again. When he was asked, what if we are to look into the people that have died in the cause of Biafra? Yeah, we may reconsider them to see if they have evidences and we may compensate them. And we may not compensate them. And when he was asked, how about the Fulani terrorists that are killing people every day? He said, oh, for the Fulani terrorists, we will negotiate with them. We will look for them, negotiate with them, have a truce with them, and then bring them back to the community to come back and live with the same people that they have massacred already so that they can come and finish those that they have massacred and remain and take over the communities. Now, when I put the title of this broadcast, Chukwu Okike, thank you that Peter Obi didn't win 2023 elections. Did you just hear what I said now in the concluding part of what I said? I said, Obi was asked a question. What will happen to the Fulani terrorists? He said they will be reintegrated back into the community. They will have opportunity to sit down with the government and negotiate. But for Biafra, Biafra died 50-something years ago and should never be allowed to arise again. And for those that die in the cause of Biafra, we may compensate them and we may not compensate them. But for the Fulani terrorists, we will give them a level playing field for them to come back and then continue the massacre. So why we say thank you, God, that Obi did not win elections, even if they did not rig the elections. Thank God that Obi did not win the elections. Because if Obi had won elections, if they did not rig the elections, then Obi had won elections. You see what is happening now? It is not the Yorubas that would have been protesting now. It is not the Fulanis and the Hausas that would have been protesting now. It is not the Hausas, it is not the Middle Belters that will be protesting now. It is not the Igbos that will be protesting now. It is not the Kalabari or the Efik or Ibibio. It is not the Biafran people that will be protesting or the Edo people. No. Do you know what would have happened if Obi were to be the one in power today? Biafrans from all over Nigeria, their heads would have been chopped off. Do you know why? Because you have a docile Obi that does not even understand the template of the Fulani Islamic Jihad. Someone is telling you about the insurgents, the jihadist terrorists invading your communities. And you, what you are talking about is how to create wealth. You want to open more companies. You want to open more banks. You want to calculate figures, and you're telling me the statistics of selling kwili and how much it will come out if we have 2 million consumption of kwili in a week. How will you be able to sell the kwili and to make 2 million out of 2 million people that consume it. If the environment is not free of killing, kidnapping, maiming, and raping, the people surrounding him in the Aso Rock are people that have already templated the government. That is why when Chakaban was to be brought in, they gave him a condition. Oga, we need to have something on the table. Oh. We are going to use Muslim ticket. And the Muslim ticket means jihad. It means restoring the dignity of Islam so that we can use Islamic conquest to conquer the entire world Nigeria. Tifunubu said, no problem, I agree to it because Tifunubu have used his money to fund these people while they were in government for the past 8 years. Mind you, the impostor Buhari was supposed to rule for 1 term, and then Tifunubu will enter the 2nd term. During the 2nd term, they refused Tifunubu to enter. Tifunubu still continued to spend his money. Is he not the leader of the APC party? He's been using his money to fund their jihad for it to go through. When NSAS was ongoing, he used his money to make sure they shut down everybody's mouth that may have had any evidence whatsoever to destroy one Nigeria. All the evidences that they had, they use money to shut the mouth of the medias up. So you don't see them projecting those evidences anymore. APC party under Tifunubu, they use money to do all that. So when Tifunubu now understands that there is a secret with the Fulani Islamic jihadist terrorists that have been in power for the past 8 years, coupled with the death of the real Buhari and the impostor that they brought in, Tifunubu has many other secrets about them. Tifunubu agreed to the Muslim ticket. He agreed to the takeover of the one Nigeria with Islamic jihadist conquest after his coming into power. Then they walk him in and then he sat in and said, okay, I don't enter. So now that you are saying the massacre, the genocide, the uncountable death of people coming out from the far north and middle belt every day, under the auspices of Tifunubu, all of you are crying and calling Tifunubu. Tifunubu is not the problem. It is the people that own Nigeria that have prepared Nigeria for the past 8 years in the hands of Fulani. Prepare it and destroy it. Use your intestine, use your oil and gas to pay or to put as collateral for businesses that is coming to be for the next 100 years. They devalued your currency to be able to pay back the debts that they have collected. International Monetary Fund gave them a condition that you have to devalue your currency so that you can be able to get the money you want, so that you can be able to pay back based on the time frame that you have demanded. So they had to make use of your resources and put you all in this tight corner. They had done the devaluation of the currency before Tifunubu came into power. The thing is that Tifunubu coming in now is trying to come and revamp you people from the debt trap. So revamping you people from the debt trap will take time. But Tifunubu has the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of one Nigeria is the enemy of the Biafran people now because our leader is under his watch, detained. And he, Tifunubu, have released his own brother. He has cleared off all the prisoners of political detention that has been under Buhari. All the political prisoners, he has released them. All of them that are of the Yoruba extract, he has released all of them. But our leader now is holding our leader down because it is all about Biafra. So he is a prime enemy of the Biafran people, and that is what everybody should understand. So our message here is that if Tifunubu, with all the money that he has, buying off the heart and minds and mouth of many people and their pockets and their offices, And yet, the genocide and the massacre continues like this. How about when you had Peter Obi, who does not see his backside when he is even standing, who doesn't have the money that he can be able to use to bribe only one place for them to shut up? The genocide and the massacre that you see in the far north now would have been 100 times. And the main target would have been where? In Biafra land, because they already saw him as a soft target. Obi was a very soft target, which they would use to annihilate the Biafran people. They would have started from the far north and Lagos, and everything will be coming down from there, one after another. And the Biafran people's head will now be chopped off one after another in the name of nonsense Peter Obi in power. So we are saying, thank God that mistake did not happen, that they now disallowed the rigging of the elections. Yes, thank God that mistake did not happen and then they disallowed the rigging of the elections for Jagaban to be the one to sit down there. Because if you have Mumu seated down as your leader or your ruler, my dear, it is better you run out of the community than to have a Mumu as your leader and ruler. Remember that Tifunubu is a drug lord. In the cartel, you have to be very smart. That is why Tifunubu understands the template that he has to use. He will accept a truce with you to come into power. When you enter into power, you use your power to overturn the decisions that you made. That is what is playing out now. The Islamic Jihad implementation that was to be implemented as soon as Tifunubu sit down in power, Tifunubu has shrunk the agreement. And what is happening? The best he can do now is to deploy terrorists to come down to Biafra land, to come and kill Biafrans, which we are dealing with them mercilessly. And we will continue to deal with them. So vote Biafra while they are crying and while one Nigeria are wailing. Because the wailing will continue, the protests will continue, but we thank God that Biafrans are laughing now and they are jubilating. We will continue to jubilate because the rigging of the elections happened for a reason. Many things happen for a reason. If they had not allowed that rigging to happen so that Jakaban will be where he is, and then mistakenly they now brought Obi to come and sit down. Oh, Biafran's own for don't finish. Because they for don't kill Biafran, starting from Lagos, starting from Abuja. They will just line all of them up. Ki. And today, what is happening? As they burned down the properties of Biafrans, Biafrans were just looking at them and watching them. The burnt go this side, they were looking at them and watching them. The burnt go this side, they look at them and watch them. After they don't burn finish, what is their fate? The same people that were burning the properties of Biafrans are the people coming back to cry. Why decisions that are being made by Tinubu is coming back to affect them. Obi wouldn't have been able to make any of such decisions because he doesn't have the balls. First, when you are in power in one Nigeria, you must first have your hand on money. Second, you must have your hands on the oligarchies. You must have your hands on those cabals that are ruling. So where is the power of the cabals of Obi to have been able to control the Fulani caliphate? No, he doesn't have it. Tifunubu is using his money to control the Fulani oligarchies. He's using his money and his influence as the APC leader. He's using his money and the secret that he knows and the influence that he has led the party and sponsored them for the past 8 years. That is why they are unable to overrun him totally. So Biafrans are just being thankful to God that God did not allow Obi's nonsense to come to be, because Biafrans would have been slaughtered in thousands in one day. Do you know what happened during Eronsi's time of silly unification of the North and the South? Trying to do what? To make amends with the northern terrorists at the expense of the lives of the Biafran uh, soldiers that were in the federal military government of one Nigeria. At the end of the day, they slaughtered over thousands of Biafran uh, military personnel that were serving in one Nigerian army. Why? Because of the stupidity of Iransi. He removed all the central and unit commanders of the barracks that were of the southern and the eastern extract. And then he put what? He put the Fulanis. So when we have like 200 divisions of, when we have 200 personnel in one division that happens to be of the Biafran extract, when it was time to kill all of them, they just mustered them out of the parade ground and then they led them to a firing squad. They killed all of them. That is how they killed many of them before Ojukwu even declared Biafra. So we lost those men that were supposed to have stood their ground to fight for Biafra because of the stupidity of Iransi. So we are thanking God that Peter Obi nonsense did not come to be, because Biafrans that are laughing today, Biafrans that are jubilating today and having their time out to enjoy and watch the nonsense that is happening on TV would have been the victims of the circumstances. As they are protesting now, they are not opening fire to kill all the people. Oh. If it were to be Biafrans that went in to protest, you would have seen the narrative in a different way. You would have seen how they would rain bullets on Biafrans. You would have seen how dead bodies will be piling up. But because Biafrans are not the one, it is a different ball game now. So Obi's coming and Obi's nonsense has actually opened the eyes of many, because those that never believed in Biafra before, after Obi's madness, they have now come back to realize that it is only Biafra that is the solution and the way out. So we are calling on all Biafrans who are back to their senses after one Nigeria madness and Obi nonsense to key in to whatever the Biafran Republic government in exile and the de facto government in the homeland are doing under the leadership of the indomitable Prime Minister, the Wabatobi, the Ikwoki of our time, the Egberimaristic Egberima of our own time, the Itiad Ekondo of our time, the stone that the builders rejected, that has become the chief cornerstone that is breaking all the heads of the Fulani terrorists every day and causing more confusions. Come back, open your minds and open your eyes and embrace the template that the Prime Minister has put on the table. We welcome all of you. We are casting the self-referendum vote now, and we are in the early voting of the first phase. We have three phases. This first phase, second phase, and the third phase that will end us in the convention in Finland for the declaration of the restoration of the independent state of Biafra. Have you voted? Have you casted your own vote? Have you called on your friends? Have you educated them? Have you shown them what to do? Have you told them how to go about it? How and what have you done? Have you supported the Biafran liberation? Have you paid your liberation tax? What are you doing and how are you doing? And what is your contribution to the liberation movement? Wake up and come back to where it is happening. Follow Uno Road, because it is only Biafra and nothing more. It is only the Prime Minister that is leading us to Biafra now. No other person. When you see another person, let us know later. But for now, it is only this Prime Minister who is leading us to the promised land. What we do is what will bring our leader out. The template that we have is what will bring our leader out. Our leader has been in detention for how many years now? Whenever they are going to court, the Zoo Nigeria feel very comfortable and happy that it is a time to calm all of you down, because they make you to believe that as you are going to court, you will have the hope that you are going to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release. At the end of the day, everybody will put their hands in between their legs, tighten up their ties, and then wait and see. They enter court and come out, and then give another pronouncement of a postponement. They keep on postponing, and keeping you in waiting. And because you are looking for the hope, you will keep on waiting. Whenever you hear that we have declared 5 days sit at home, 2 days sit at home, 3 days sit at home, that is when you see the governors and the ministers and the senators and all the service chiefs start frowning their faces and start talking. Oh, economy is falling. Oh, economy is dying. Oh, the country is coming down. Oh, Simon Ekpa is destroying Nigeria. But when the day you're going to court, which they know it is a day of deception, you will not hear film from any of them. You go to the court and come back, you will not hear film. Everything will go because it is the plan. Continue keeping him there, postponing the court, move him from from court A, take him to court Z, bring him back again to court A again, take him to court 100 level, bring him back again to court 0 level. But only when they hear of sit at home, which is going to cripple their economy, which they will feel the impact. When they hear that we are putting their oil farms in flames, when they hear that we are stopping oil exploitation, when they hear that we are cutting them off from where they are taking supply, that is the day you hear them wake up and start shouting that Biafra, Simon Ekpa is causing this, Simon Ekpa is doing that, Simon Ekpa is doing that. So you cannot get justice from the court of your oppressors. What you see, what Nigeria doing now, running helter-skelter, looking for a way of negotiation and talk. If you have not been doing anything before, start doing something now. Make sure you partake in every
we have to still make money from you by kidnapping you, and we don't kill you. The guy make it clear. You are make it clear. You are important for you. This is since the government is not responsive, since the government are irresponsible, we have to fend for our families. And these people will gather information. They will not concentrate on the suffering and the cry that these guys have given, but they will send Nigerian military. A French person came to Biafra land with 17 police escort, fully armed. In Wari, they were flogging passers-by on the roadside with the claim that they were trying to force their way in because they saw a white man, and these are poor people. They just like the face of the person they are seeing. You can see the way the black man, fellow African from the same place they are calling the same country, was flogging them, hitting them with their AK-47 that they are carrying. They don't even know how to shoot it. These are people, they are telling us that we are one country. Biafra is the solution to all these problems that Africa have faced. We have suffered so much. We are suffering. Our people are suffering. There is hunger. People cannot afford food products. When we are great farmers, we were great farmers up until from Lagos State down. Follow the curve. Follow that river down to Akwa Ibom, to Abakaliki, as that map is. We were farmers. We were hunters. We were sailors. We were iron benders. We bend steel. We forge things. We create. Until today, they said that we shouldn't succeed. They created Nigeria, and they never invest or build one single thing, not even school, in our homeland. As if that was not enough, they send their terrorists. In my place, my people, Eka people does not go to farm again. If you go to farm, whatever you see, you manage it. Yesterday, because it's already 12 o'clock, we are in the next day, a terrorist, a Yoruba terrorist, not even Fulani, a Yoruba terrorist with some hordes of Fulani, fully armed, were captured, raping an Eka woman. He claimed it was the Fulani guy that was raping her, and the woman decided to grab her, and he tried to escape. The woman refused to let go of him. And because of the noise and the help that he was shouting, he was captured by our security people, the vigilante that caught him. A Yoruba man, I'm telling you, what Yoruba people are doing in our land is horrible. It is horrible. It's unspeakable. A Yoruba terrorist with guns, all the way from Oyo State to Eka land to come and rape an Eka woman. After robbing them, after stealing everything they steal, they were, according to him, they have a target. They needed to kidnap some certain people they believe they have money and they are influential. They wanted to go and kidnap them. But he doesn't know the road. But the Fulanis know the road. The Fulanis know the road. Why all the Hausas, they even have a street. The name of the street was abandoned. They even killed the first person that lived that street and give it a name, and they turn it to Hausa Street. Every time they will place their mat on the main road where people are supposed to pass, creating hold up and traffic congestions on the highway in the name of Hausa Fulani Islam prayer. But these people are not Hausa people, they are Fulanis. And when they come to your land, they are very few. They claim Hausa so that you let them stay. And this time when they are few, they don't have power, they will be very calm and very nice. After they have gotten enough population, giving birth to dozens, these people can give birth to like 15 to 20 children. They can marry like 15 to 13 wives. And then once they start gaining position, they start having power. Okowa and Ojukbo, Cairo, the one that died and collapsed the day they were playing semi-final, the Zoo semi-final. I didn't watch it. I never watched one single of that match. He died there. Because these are people who were using them as security, they use them as PA, they use them as bodyguard, they even sometimes gather them, give them arms during election to go and steal ballot boxes and impose themselves on us. This is what is happening in Eka State, and one of them was captured. Fortunately, it's a Yoruba person. Because of his accent, he could not deny his identity. If not, he wanted to even claim Fulani, but after much beating, he changed his mouth. So, fellow Biafrans, this is the situation from my place. Thank you very much, my minister. Somebody already requested Mike. Are you still there, my minister?
Carry on, please coordinate from here. Give mics to others.
Thank you very much, sir. So we have Onyishi Biafra.
Yeah, my
Please,
brother.
your name
Yeah.
is Kanemo. Are you from Eka?
Hello?
Please carry on.
Yes, my brother. We thank God this morning. Unfortunately, I was overwhelmed this morning when I just logged into the space and saw that my brother, my very lovely brother, our senior colleague who is Simeon, is on space. So I was so glad. I was thinking that maybe everybody must have gone to one or two businesses or sleeping by this time. But thank God that we are all awake to continue this good news of our Lord in this year 2024, because the expectations are not really coming to what they are expecting. They have been seeing two different things at all times. Yes, like the topic says, thank God Chukwukike Abiyama did not allow P2B to win. If he has won, it would have been worse than this. But he himself does not understand, but it was not destined for him to come to that seat by this time. Rather than him coming to look into his brothers to support them and do what they're doing. Understood this. So I thank God. And I think I want to, yesterday, called that some places were revolting, on this Fulani of a thing here in Imo State at, what's it called? Obese Nsobodo area, that there was kidnapping. I said these are the things the community revolted and, chastise all the Fulanis and all the Muslims living at that area. This is revolution. I said to them, this is what we are expecting from you people, to wake up from your slumbers, because they are there killing our people, kidnapping them, raping our wives. The useless government are there dancing, looking for who to come and protest with them. Very useless human beings. They don't know that this time around God has destined it to be this way. They need to wake up. They need to learn. They need to understand that It is the hand of the Lord working. At this period of time, we are expecting positivity. And that is why God is giving it to us the way it's supposed to be. And when I go to space, I posted one of the things that the young guys in Lagos were happy drinking, to understand that if Tinubu can stay more 8 years for them in the land of the zoo, better for them. Because in as much as Biafra is concerned, we are going home and we are celebrating, singing this song of joy, the song of Biafra, the song of restoration. And it's what going to be. Whether they like it or not, we'll come to a place where we'll all sit down and say, glory to Elohim who had made it possible, because he's going to make it possible. My prayer every day, my earnest prayer every day, is that our leader, supreme leader, will be alive to see it. Our prime minister, in all their plans, in all their conspiracy, they will see him through, because God has made him the Joshua of the generation, and will step into that land rejoicing. Whether they like it or not, whether men want to understand. I've been talking to people, many of them are so, I don't know. I keep asking them, what is wrong with you people? Can't you understand the handwriting on the wall that it is over? It is over. It is over. Somebody was calling me, I think yesterday, and told me, see, it is over. I said, what is it? He said, in Enugu is coming up to 1,904. I said, glory be to God. He said, what did I say? Glory be to God. That is what we want. And that's how it's going to be like until they understand that Elohim hand is, he said, they must let go. And I'm praying, waiting for the flute to blow, so that the test of that war they did to us. You see, the Muslims, the Islams, they don't forget. They don't forget. And we have learned to follow that step. We will never forget. As many lives they've taken, as many lives they have thrown away, all the genocide they have cost us, they will pay back. They must pay back. They will pay in foods. They will pay in food. You see, that food they cooked and thought that, oh, it is only us that will eat it. They will start eating it. Our leader said it. It will fall back to them. 2023, it has started falling back to them, and now we are in 2024. They will receive more of it. Someone will say, "Olukom," what was that language? "Olukomi" or "Olukomo." It is your time, my brother. Continue. At the end, they all will pay the price. You see, that is why we come here to preach the good gospel, the gospel of truth, the gospel of life, for people to understand and wake up and do the needful. Vote for referendum, vote for Biafra, vote for self-determination, vote for the life of their children, vote for the life of their unborn children, so that they wake up one morning and say, yes, thank God for our forefathers, thank God for the generation that stood up to stood for what was right and for what is right. Many are yet to understand this, but thank God for so many of us who the spirit of Biafra has bestowed it upon. I still listen to the spaces where they keep coming out to still talk on the aspect of protest. I say, what are they protesting for? Let those who are hungry protest. Let those who are thirsty protest. For now, the God of heaven has bestowed Biafra's wisdom, understanding. I look at the newspaper, what our leader posted, our PM posted concerning Ohandes. I say, oh, they are always coming after when they have heard the truth. They never want to say the truth. Is it because the PM has said no man to protest? They understand that. They understand the handwriting. They know they cannot object it. They know they cannot reverse it to say, let the people protest. They've heard that, yes. They listen to us. They hear what we say. They're not ignorant. They know. It's just that their foolishness has cast upon them. When you eat that food that you ought not to have eaten, for you to vomit, you can't eat your cake and have it. That is what is disturbing them. They can't eat their cake and have it. They've eaten what they are not supposed to eat. And now, to pay back, they know it will cost them a lot. Ojuku said it to them. Once you want to fight for freedom, remove your hand from anything concerning this government. Once you take, you can't go back. They look at all of them who have taken it. Look at all of them who have been given that peanut. Peanut, it is peanut. They don't know that it is peanut. But when they collect it, they become useless. They become stupid. They become ignorant. And sometimes I wonder, I keep asking myself, are you sure that an Igbo man get back to them? Are you sure that they know their origin? Are you sure they know who they are? Because if you know who you are, if you know where you're coming from, you won't at this period of time when the spirits are on the spiritual blowing for freedom, and you will be ignorant. I said to myself, for far be it upon me that I will be on this earth, that I will not fight for what that which is mine. And this is the time to follow among those who are destined to succeed, who are destined to be free, who are destined to prosper, to write my name among those who did their little best, even when I cannot afford to give as much I couldn't or I could. But God is giving me the grace, at least, to hear my voice, to say to myself, freedom I need, freedom I want. If every son of the soil of Biafra land can wake up wherever they are and come back home and speak with one voice, heavens will be rejoicing. Even at then, they are rejoicing for those who are standing firm. I pray that we will continue to stand firm, because this is the period of trials. At the period where we'll go back to Finland to celebrate, to announce that which we are expecting, many things will pass, come. Many trials will come. I just ask that God will give us wisdom. Those of us who are in the government in exile, that God will give understanding and strength to stand with our leader, our PM, to stand firm with him, to encourage him more, to accept his decision, because that decision of his is not only from him. The Lord has imputed in him to give him that heart for us to actualize. Those who fight for freedom, they don't play, they don't look back, they don't sentiment. It's not like sentiment. Whatever needs to be done has to be done. And these are the things that many of us need to understand. These are the things that many people need to wake up from. Because I sometimes, when I listen, I see that there are some persons or there are some people who are still having sympathy in this struggle. No. In such struggle, there are no sympathy. What we need is focus, because distraction will come. So many will come to say, listen, we need not to do this. We're not interested in decisions, in advices this time, because what we need is to read, stop Biafra. All that is our purpose. All we need this time is to actualize that which the Lord has already destined to us. Because they had no more, they had nothing else to do. They had nothing else to do. Whether they like it or not, it's either they strangle it by themselves, or heaven will help us to strangle it for them. It has to end somewhere. Let them go and buy as many as they could. Let them go and buy many as they want. All we know is that heaven has given those who are meant to be in the front, because not all hands are equal. The wisdom to restore Biafra, the wisdom to succeed, the wisdom to progress. God has given us the enablement to achieve this. And I know in all of us who are sincerely, honestly working on this train, will help him to succeed. That is my prayer this morning. And if any more come to me, I will want to add more, because I believe many have slept, but I know that those of us who are awake will continue preaching this gospel. Akbarawa, I congratulate you much for all that you've been doing. And my brother, I bless God for your lives, and I continue to ask that God will strengthen all of you one after the other. In the mighty name of Yeshua, let me step down now for others to come in. Let's see how we take this preaching, this gospel of the Elohim forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Onyaisi Biafra, for that very wonderful submission you just gave here. The zoo will never have Nnamdi Kanu and expect to live in peace. That is not going to be possible. And of course, their economy is going to go down. If they refuse to let us go, Nigeria will be destroyed, and at the same time, Biafra will still come. Nothing is going to stop Biafra from coming. We are very determined to secure our freedom. We don't owe anybody anything. And of course, we know that what we seek, they are there, ranting. Sometimes they tell you, you people are violent. Have you ever seen people who secure their freedom without violence? Did the British create that country without violence? Did they fight against Biafran freedom before without violence? They were killing our people. They killed many of our people. Of course, even that time, it was not even that much in the southeast. They were killing us in the south. Then this you are Igbo, you are not Igbo was not very serious by then. It was one family. They started gradually dividing us. They eluded us, take many part of our land, especially after the battle was over. They took our land. The Hausa people were ready to take the middle belt. They didn't know that the Fulanis were deceiving them, So you cannot have Nnamdi Kanu and decide to have peace. We know where their shenanigans is going. We know the type
It's
of
not
game
possible.
that
They can't have him and have peace at all, at all.
they
Heaven
will
will not
never
let
have
that be.
peace. Their economy will crash. We will continue to destroy that economy until Biafra has been restored. If they let us go, the better for them. If not, the Yoruba, who are destroying our businesses in the West, will never have business to do. And I tell them, I am not going to forgive Yoruba people for what they are doing to our people in Yoruba land and even in our land. Yoruba people are laying claim to our land, even from right from Edo State to River State. They are laying claims to my own land. We are cooking. We must cook a very good food for these people, so that after Biafra has come, anybody who fight Biafra will know that indeed you really fight against human beings whose heads are correct. We know that the British are coming to fight. We know, but they are the one coming to our land. We are not the one coming to them, and they will perish in Biafra land because this fight is not like the fight of before. More than 1/3 of their generals have said it that they don't know what they are fighting. They cannot see them. They don't know how to fight these people. They don't know how to stop them. They are saying in Delta states that they don't know who is IPOB. they, they don't say they don't know these IPOB people, but their voices are everywhere. One of the ministers are saying that the news, the voice, as in the echo, the thing is everywhere, but they can't see these people. Is it that they are hiding, or is it that we that are ministers in this place are these IPOB people? And they were laughing over it. They were laughing. They were laughing over a very serious business. We have come out for our freedom, and yes, they were laughing.
My
I
brother,
looked at them.
eh, let me say
Go ahead.
something. Don't be offended.
Hmm.
You see, I could remember when our leader Nnamdi Mazikalo made the pronouncement of after Buhari will rule, Tinubu will take up the government. At this time around, so many people did not understand it. At that time, I investigated inquiry on this journey. Let me tell you why I still sit down boldly, proudly, a Biafran. When I inquired about it, I was told, I said, son, this place you're seeing here, the ship is on the land. The ship of Biafra is on the land. It's a very
That's
beautiful
true.
ship. And but I should take note that there's also another ship beside the shore, and that sea he sees it with weapons. And that very day of that prophecy, I realized that without gunshot, Biafra will not start. I was made to understand that after that, that Biafra will come. I say glory to Elohim who has revealed that to me. I was so overwhelmed that at this generation of mine, that Biafra will come. Let me tell you the truth. Who says there is no God? Biafra is coming, and it's going to take place in a way that people will not understand. You see, the tribe I I I don't like so much, apart from the Muslims, are the Yoruba tribes. Very controversial, very untrustworthy. They don't stand in a straight way, and that is why God has given them this opportunity. For through their hands, that thing they did, that by biting, that they are sowing of, because they are the hands of why Biafra are not sitting where they were supposed to be. No man should trust them. Look at Sowore when our leader spoke with him. He had an interview with him. After all this blah 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 blah, he went home and did the same way Yorubas used to do. Sonny Ibu or Ibu who came out the same way. Look at all of them. They can never be trustworthy. Never can they be trusted. No matter how they are shouting Oduduwa, Biafra, those people are not to be reckoned with. I'm telling you the truth. But I know that Elohim, through him, through them, destiny will come in our hands. And as long as I know who God has put into the seat of this journey to continue it, I keep telling people, when they say, let the white man, I say, man, the Carlo is walking on the road the heaven has placed him. Because without this journey, without the way it is now, we will still be sleeping. Our PM will not be able to be going what he's doing now. God has tested it. I was telling somebody, say, God knows that Nnamdi Kalu is not a military blood, and that this journey needs a military. And when our brother Simon Ekpa came into the show, I was so much happy. I was so glad that yes, somebody like this could be here, because I am not a military. I wasn't given the grace to be in this place. Ekerome Eko, my brother. This journey you see has been destined to many. Not every man were destined to betray,
Okay.
so that this journey can get to where it's coming to today. So I'm telling you the truth.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Onyeshi Biafra, for that wonderful submission of yours. Of course, we know that in this time we need a military force, and Chukwuki Kabiama sent us our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, who is also a militarily experienced individual with a tactical way of fighting, and the guy is, generating this protocol. And I know that there will be, in future time, there will be many avenues to protocol, regeneration protocols, and things will be happening like that, and until we secure our freedom, because we know that our brothers are going to take up arms to fight us. Those slave enablers, those saboteurs, those, they are, some of them even make it publicly that if for Biafra to come, they will become a saboteur. That is why we need the very heavy weapons, a very devastating, reactive materials that can, handle this set of individuals. I know that my brother will take up guns against me because he wants to be an Islamic slave. He wants to be a British slave. He wants to transit from British slave to an Islamic slave, and I will not let him do that to me, let alone to the entire 80 million population of Biafrans. Of course, we have a Chukwuma. Chukwuma is a, please unmute yourself and salute Biafrans.
Yeah. Good evening, great Biafrans. Good evening,
Good
my
evening,
prime.
brother.
Yeah. Good evening, my information minister. Good evening to every well-meaning Biafrans who's on this space. Yes, and we're all here at this time of the day because we have been possessed by the spirit of freedom. We have come to realize what it means for us to be free. That's why each and every one of us, always, every time, like, there's always a part of us, like, keep reminding us that we need freedom more than everything. Because without freedom, First, you need to be free before you can achieve your potential. That's why in the Biafran apprenticeship system, before you can grow to where you want to grow to, you need to be freed by your master. After serving your master lets you go, then you can go ahead and achieve whatever you want to achieve. But without notwithstanding, I just want to say that everything that is happening today is all happening in our favor. It's happening for our own good. It's happening for our own benefit. It's happening so that we, the children of God, can at last have our total freedom from the hands of the zoo, from the hands of the Fulani, from the hands of the British, from the hands of the neo-colonial power, from the hands of the Luciferians of the world, because they know the obstacle, the stumbling block that is going to stop whatever plans they have is Biafra. And you gotta understand all these things. Subjugation is part of the plans of the Luciferian. To steal, to kill, and to destroy is part of the plans of the Luciferian. To displace people out of their land, take away what is theirs and make it their own, draw them to their own land and make them serve you as slaves. Because as far as I'm concerned, each and every one of us, as in diaspora, we all went there for a reason. It's because of where we come from at the moment, because of everything has been pillaged and taken away from us. We had to leave where we come from to go where we can find greener pasture. As far as I'm concerned, no matter what you achieve, no matter what potential you reach, you're still a slave, because that place where you are, you might be given a legal document to stay there, you might be given a citizenship, but when it comes to like statistics or taking down details of where you come from and everything, they give you a column that you have to select. You understand? Like here in America, they give you a column to select. Black America or African American. You understand? That shows you that you're not originally from that place. You don't own the land. You're just a visitor that has come and who has been welcomed. And the fact that you're a visitor, you have to be a very productive visitor, a visitor that will contribute to their own growth. Well, everything happening today is great news for Biafrans. One thing I want to see is, to me, karma is what is playing out here. Karma is coming back to haunt those who conspired, who collude, who planned against every well-meaning Biafrans, against us, against our existence, against our own freedom, because our own freedom is their own freedom. But they say no. You know, one thing about most especially Africans, most especially the Nigerians, you understand? The fact that they find themselves in one particular stage in life, they feel that they don't want others to go ahead of them. So they rather pull you down and keep you to be where they are. Because they understand, they could see it. Even before the genocidal war, they saw the wonders that we Biafrans were doing. You understand? They saw it. It's not like they didn't like it, but they are just jealous because they know if eventually these people go, these people way further than us. They don't like that. They hate you, the fact that you have special something that God has placed in you for you to be able to go out there and excel massively, excel beyond any human comprehension. The British saw that, the Fulani saw that, and the Yorubas, being the fact that they can be easily deceived, you understand? They cannot stand with their 2 foot in one place. They have 1 foot here and they have 1 foot in the other place. So they thought that they were doing everything for their own benefit. So no wonder I wasn't surprised when a Fulani man came out and say Yoruba and the Fulanis are like husband and wife. Fulani is the husband, Yoruba is the wife. Because Fulani take the lead, Yoruba follow. So all that they planned against us, today you can see that every each and every one of them is receiving the repercussion. And don't be surprised why we Biafrans are not complaining. We Igbos are not complaining. And when I talk about Igbos, I talk about every Biafran. Whether you are from Igodomi, Igodo, whether you're from Ibibio, whether you're from anywhere, we are all Igbos. We already know that. We have a lot of things that's binding us together. So you don't need anybody to further explain that to you that as far as you come from the east, as far as you come from the map of Biafra, you are an Igbo. So they thought that what they were planning. And meanwhile, the entity called Luciferian, they have different agents. They have senior agents, they have lower agents. You can consider the British as one of the top high-ranking agents in the Luciferian community. And those you can also consider as like a lower agent are like the Fulanis, because the Fulanis is doing the bidding of the British. Then those that are willing tools like the Yorubas that want to be used because they think that what they are doing by bringing another down for them to be where they are today, they thought it was going to help them, but at the end of the day, they are the ones. So you can also consider them too as the lower class of the Luciferian agent. But why am I saying this? I want you to know where we can place them according to their categories. But at the end of the day, just like as our Prime Minister said, he said the word Biafra will be used to deliver people from evil spirits. Yeah, we know that Yorubas, they be possessed by evil spirits. That's why they cannot stand to their word. That's why you can see Sunday Igboho, who we thought had his foot down, but along the line, he deviated. So the coming of Biafra will kill all these people. But back to what I was saying, they thought that they were planning against us. They thought that they were doing everything for their own good. But today now, they are crying. But the reason why Biafrans are not screaming or are not crying is because of we've gone through this in the past. We've gone through a process whereby everything was taken away from us. They gave us only 20 pounds. We rose up again to become the giants that we are today. And not also doing our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, warned us. Our prime minister warned us. He prepared us. If you remember during the days of our prime minister broadcasting when he was still a spokesperson, there was a time in one of his broadcasts, when the IPOB Nigeria, when they were still relevant, they declared that Monday sit at home. As a matter of fact, the Monday sit at home started from them because they declared it because that was the day actually they declared about 4 days sit at home during that week. So after everybody heard the news for them, when it was almost time for our leader to go to court, that's his first court hearing, they came and they changed their mind. That's after they have been brought over. They said that the other sit at home days has been cancelled. Only Monday will start. But they thought that they were doing the Luciferian work, but they never knew that God was only using them to announce what is it to come. And after our leader's court was gone, then our prime minister understood what was going on. Not that they didn't know, but it became clear to him that these people are sold out. Then he began to intensify. And one day, our prime minister was on his broadcast, and I can remember clearly when he said, I can see I think he was reading the Bible that day. And all of a sudden, like to me, I would say the spirit of Biafra became multiplied in him, and he said he can see this sit at home, moving from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to even 1 week sit at home. And he was commanding the spirits of Biafra to possess every Biafran. And before you know it, the government will declare 5 days sit at home. We are not worried about it because we have been prepared and we have been used to all these things. That's why today you see Biafrans are not complaining, they are not talking. We already know that Nigeria is not for us. Even those that might be like following others and be acting like Nigeria is not for them, but at the same time, it's the spirit that is working. So that's why today you see those who Klolu, the middle belters, today they are crying. They are being massacred. Yorubas today, they have their own person in power. You understand? They destroyed our business. But today they are the ones screaming for hunger. They are the one fainting. They are the one collapsing. They are the one dancing naked. Their mothers are the one protesting naked over hunger. Today you have the northerners suffering because all the things they did against Biafra, you understand, they are getting their repercussion. And one thing I will say is, before we leave the zoo, this whole group of people will apologize. They will come and beg us and tell us that they have wronged us. So everybody has to go through this process in order for this freedom to be fully achieved. And we too will have to go through it so that we can understand what it means for us to be free. Because if it is given to us on a platter of gold, we will mess it up. But now we know that we have to teach those who are coming after us about this freedom so that they can protect it with their whole life and pass it on to the other generation coming. So now back to the topic about P2B. We've always knew that P2B was never straight. We knew that P2B was a London boy. We knew that Nigeria is a company is owned by the British. Because I don't see a reason why a country who so-called themselves independent country, you have to go to Chatham House to go and carry your debate before you can come and contest for presidency election in the zoo. So Peter Obi was used by the British, you understand? Because the same way they used it on Nnamdi Azikiwe, that made him not to be able to support the Biafran war, because even while Ojukwu was fighting, he was still preaching in one Nigeria. Even the same thing that made him, because as a freedom fighter, the person that spearheaded the fight for independence from the British, the zoo independence from the British. You understand? Everybody would have thought that after that, he should have been like the first prime minister of the zoo. But they told him that you can never be a president because number one, you're an Igbo man. And number two, we have compromise on you that if you decide to revolt against this our decision, then we'll publish it and you'll be thrown into jail. It's the same thing they had against Peter Obi. That's why Peter Obi had to decamp from PDP to come and fly his presidency under the Labour Party. They planned everything they planned. They went to their cohort, their room. They planned everything. They planned how to distract the Biafra. But we know that what we are doing, the hand of God is upon it. So we were never worried about whatever they were planning because we know that at the end of the day, Peter Obi will never be president in the zoo. They only used it to distract the gullible Biafrans. But at the same time, we are glad everything happened. It furthermore explained to the people, the gullible ones who were thinking that there was still a hope for a new Nigeria, to further understand that there can never be any hope in this Nigeria. And this Nigeria is gone, this Nigeria is dead, this Nigeria needs to be destroyed so that they can breathe. They understood that there's so many injustices, their vote can never count. So all these things needed to happen so that the people can come to full realization to understand that Nigeria is not for them. That's why today you see all of them are lamenting. And that's why today you see our Biafrans who were once obedient, are now turning their back and coming back to support Biafra, to support the government. And it will continue to grow. Because the way the zoo is, the zoo is like on a nosedive. They cannot bring it back. The only thing they can do, they can try to do one or two to try and apply brake. But at the end of the day, the brake will still fail and the zoo will continue to nosedive. It will continue to nosedive until it eventually gets to the ground and crash. So right now, it is heading for crash. So your dollar will continue to go up, your naira will continue to fall, prices are going to continue to be hiked. It's going to get to the extent whereby people will not be able to buy anything again with the naira. It's going to get to the extent that whereby people will start cannibalizing on themselves. People will start eating themselves. It's going to get to an extent whereby these zoo politicians will not be able to stay in their house. That's where it's heading for, because that is what the zoo. That's what the zoo is supposed to be, because God has marked the zoo for destruction. So whatever they are doing, whatever they are planning, we have already been prepared for a time like this. The news has been given to us. So it's not anything new to us. So now we have our mind, because at the end of the day, they thought that they were going to stop Biafra, but now they see that Biafra is very clear. Now they are not exploiting our oil as they used to, thanks to our angels who are safeguarding our land under the leadership of our Prime Minister. They're safeguarding our land. Our land is safe. Our land is secure. They cannot exploit our mineral resources again. That's why you see they don't have no more forex. That's why you see all these multinational companies are running away, because the zoo economy. Every economy is being energy. The energy sector is a fundamental for every economy. You understand? But aside from that, other viable nations, they have other section of economy that other sections that contribute to their economy. But in the zoo, they don't produce nothing. They don't expect anything other than oil. So now that we, the owners of the land, has taken over our land, and we are saying that you will not drill oil again. Now you can see that everything is crashing. It's going to get to the point that whereby they will not even have money to pay their mercenaries that they are bringing to Biafra land to come and kill us. That's why I believe it is very clear in my mind, on the day that our Prime Minister will declare our nation, a bullet will not be shot, except the British people will come all the way from Britain to come and fight the war themselves. Of course, we know they are coming, you understand? So they will have to declare that, okay, now we are going to openly come and fight. The British government too, they are gone too. They are suffering their own nemesis. So to me, I call it the plague of Biafra that is plaguing every agent that colluded to stop Biafra from coming. You see the British king today, he's been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Now that British crown is just like anybody that goes there will die, because it has been cursed. Britain will be divided. Their economy has entered recession the first time in history. So as Britain is receiving it, Yoruba is receiving it, Fulani is receiving it, Nigeria is receiving it, all the multinational companies are leaving. Everybody is receiving it. Everything is clearing. God is clearing the road for Biafra to come and stand. Just the same way as Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali has closed their airspace to the zoo. They have closed their border to the zoo. There's going to be no much influx of their Fulani jihadis that's coming over from Sahel into the northern border, because that was where they were using as their entry point. Everything is working in our favor. ECOWAS will collapse. So everything that is happening is because of Biafra. America is so occupied with the fight in Israel and the fight in Ukraine. So everybody's mind is being thrown into confusion, and each and all of them they are so busy that They cannot be here and be there at the same time. That's why at the end of the day, our freedom is in our hand. Our leader has done what he's supposed to do. Our prime minister has done what he's supposed to do. He has given us the template, the roadmap to how we are going to get Biafra. Yes, sir. Everything that we need to go and grab this freedom has been done for us. The only thing left now is just for us to do our own part, which is number one, vote. Give the government the legitimacy to go and declare Biafra for us, and we defend it. And two, in order for us to defend it, we need funding. We have to fund this government in one way or the other. When we eventually get our nation and defend it, and we get hold of our resources, then funding can stop because now we can start to generate our own revenue. But for now, we have to fund it in one way or the other. Every dollar counts, everything counts. Whichever way, if you can talk to people that will fund us, you can talk to them. If you have the money, bring the money, fund the government. Because with the little we are funded, we can see how far that our government has taken us to. It's a government that is very transparent, government that the first standard of ethics is accountability. You understand? Government that welcomes every idea, a government that don't try to be nepotistic. They look for the best. If you know you can do it better than me, come and do it, and I will support you. A government that listens to the people, a government that speaks for the people. We've never had this in Nigeria before. Not in over 60 something years of their so-called flag independence, not since the creation of Nigeria by Lugard and his side chick. We've never had this before. So why won't you want to fund this government? The so-called current president of the zoo, the drug baron, they've come out and promised heaven and earth. They promise this, they promise that. Oh, they promise we are bringing foreign investment. They said Saudi Arabia has pledged to invest $6 billion in the zoo economy. Everything they promise you today, have you seen anyone? You didn't see any of them. Instead, your dollar keep rising and your naira keep falling. But our government said they will create an army. Today you can see the army. Evidence there. Pictures are being posted of how the zoo terrorists and their mercenaries and their armored equipment are being neutralized. They said that we are going to have our national ID card. You can see the evidence there that it is being produced. They say we are going to have a charter, we are going to have a convention, the first self-referendum convention. You can see everything that they played out. Even those that I want to seek for asylum in wherever they have, you have the government that will cater to your need. Everything all their uncountable points agenda of the Biafra Republic government in exile, everything they promised you, they make sure that everything happens, and we are not even a sovereign state yet. So not to talk about when you have a Biafra sovereign state, whereby we make our own decision, we choose our own leader, we choose our own destiny, we choose how we want to develop and which direction we want to head to. So now is the time. You're already seeing the prototype of what the Biafra government will be. Understand? A government that will put their people first. A government that when they go to negotiate with the international community. Because at the end of the day, when Biafra is restored, all these countries are going to look for us. They are going to want something for us. They're going to want our goods, our services, our brain resources. They're going to want all that. Because Biafra is going to be a brain-based economy. We are going to invent things. We are going to create things. Okay, let me give you an example. Look at the Biafran weapon of mass destruction, which is called the Ogbunigwe. According to statistics, that weapon at one instance can destroy over 4,000 people and also destroy a lot of equipment. That is what Biafran were able to create when we are being were being massacred by the British and the zoo. You understand? That thing is not rocket science. It takes people to put their head together to create something like that to safeguard us. And because of what they did, that's why today we can still rise up and say we are fighting for our country, our nation, Biafra. So that's the kind of people we are. These are people that turned commercial airplane into fighter jets. So that's to show you how blessed, how intelligent, you understand, how productive Biafra is going to be. You understand? So now you see the prototype. You've tested of what it can be in the past. And now we see everything still happening. So now is the time to fund. Now is the time to support. Forget about who is doing, who is leading. Now is not the time, because one thing is always common among us. If he's not the one doing it, if I'm not the one doing it, then I will not support. No, that is the time to put everything aside, because our existence is under threat. The whole world hates us. They don't want us to come, because they know that we will not keep quiet when evil is happening. Because when you keep quiet, when good people keep quiet, evil persists. But they know we Biafrans, we will not be that. We will stand for what is truth and nothing but the truth. So now is the time for everybody to rise up and support this government in whichever way you can. You understand? So thank you so much, each and every one of us. Biafra is our destination. Biafra is our final destination, and Biafra is our holy hope, our only hope. So now is the time to rise up, understand, and do this work, and let's get it finished. And at the end of the day, you will be so proud of yourself that you are counted among the ones who fought for the restoration of the kingdom of God on earth. You will be so proud to be called one of those who has the label of a Biafran on their forehead, on their passport, on their ID card. You will be so proud that you were born a Biafran, and you'll be so proud that you have the blood of Biafran running in you. Let's go. Biafran, we move. Thank you so much. I hit my mic for now.
Thank you very much, Mwaize Biafra. Thank you so very much for that very nice submission of yours. Of course, Biafrans are making history, and this is a very, very unbelievable history, and it is going to be a very serious surprise to the entire world. My dears, we are fighting for our freedom here. We don't care however the zoo wants to see it. We don't care how the Britain wants to take it. Leave us the hell alone. We want to have our independent states. We want to build our future. We want to build a better life for our people. All right? So that's what we are doing. So let us go to our brother Simon. Simon is gone. What happened to him? All right, Simon is gone. Simon, sorry for if it's a network problem, please try to come back. We would like to have you back here so you can give your submission. And of course, this is our freedom we are fighting here. And of course, the enemies are trembling. They are running helter-skelter, and we have not even started the main blow, you know.
Fulani can control you however they like. Once they announce it, Yoruba newspapers very foolishly and stupidly will support them because they want Tinubu as the president. And you are all dying every blessed day. You are all dying every day. Have you people risen up to say that what is happening in Nigeria is bad? There is no way that Fashoranti's daughter will not be alive today. That is the price you pay for duplicity. That is the price you pay for treachery.
Excuse me, trying to bring the Windows record to live, but we'll do that later.
Hello, my brother.
Yeah.
I'm still available. I was listening to how those ones who took that destiny in their own hands, who made things relevant for themselves, it really give me joy to see the generations that woke up for what they want and what they want to be, because this is the generation that we are going to get what we want, because after listening to our leader who has given us that spirit to go back to where we come from, to actualize the purpose of God upon this earth in our life. See, the truth is bitter and the truth is difficult. That is why in everything they do today, they try to, confuse and convince some idiotic ones after eating those bribes, eating those money which they cannot vomit again. They come on air, they convince people, tell them one thing, tell them lies upon lies, and they keep listening to them. I keep asking myself, when will these people wake up? When will this one wake up? When will they wake up to realize that of a truth that we are the bride and the son of this generation? This country, this nation, we are the sun, the rising sun, and we will rise, whether they like it or not. My brother, it is not going to be a freedom of you people should go. There's not going to be a freedom of, oh, Biafra, go home in peace. It's not going to be like that. For whatever you see happening today, which the spirit of Elohim has been upon Simeon, who is our prime minister, God has made him to understand also. My brother, we must exchange that gun. We must exchange it for freedom. Freedom is not given by free. Let us be sincere. Whether they want to hear it or not, we are ready for the war, because there must be war. But I know it's not going to be like the war of 1960, as our leader said, that we sleep in Nigeria and wake up in Biafra. Men will be doing their work. The war will be going on. It's already going on. But I'm telling you, there will be a time when people will hear the real war, because it must come forth. We must be free. As many who are afraid, many have been dying for freedom. Many have been dying for freedom. Many who had freedom has also been paying price for more freedom. So when they see us as blacks, when they see us as the Jewish, they think we are afraid of dying. We're not afraid of dying. It is only but the fools who are afraid of dying, who are afraid to enter into their greatness. We are not afraid of entering into their greatness. That is why whether the food is going to be more costlier, whether it's going to be more difficult, it is our joy to see it. They almost eat that same food. They more us pay for their price, and we will go into our destiny. So whether anybody likes it or not to believe that, oh, it's gonna be peace, they should not be gunshot, is a lie. My brother, is a lie. It must come for us to be free. If it is for free, we won't be getting to this stage by now. The preaching of our leader would have given it to us. But in as much as it is not free, something must be given in exchange. If it is blood to blood, we will get freedom. If it is life to life, we will get freedom. Many people did it to get freedom. Any country who never paid the price to get freedom are not us. We are not the same. We are Biafrans. And the world don't like us. They know that this very tribe, who in the whole world are found in every part of the world. That's the only tribe. If you travel the whole world, you will see. And any place you don't see them, that place can never be good for you. And that is why we are who we are. And that is why God has blessed us so much. If not for our ignorance, if not for our stupidity, if not for our inability to know who He is, that has kept us for more than these 40 years in prison. But I know there is a time for everything. And that time upon this earth has come that we will be free. And anyhow that freedom will come, anywhere that freedom will come from. My brother, we are no more interested. We have seen death now. We've died. We have protested. We have gone into hungers. Houses have been burned. Shops have been burned. Houses have been taken on. Still in this year, Many of our brethren shops were burned, houses were taken out. So what is new anymore? What is new anymore? If it warrants guns, they are bringing it already. So why are we afraid of it? Why are our brethren afraid of it? Any man you see are afraid of these things are the people who their houses are in the north, who are houses, who their life. Because they be man no ka obiana obia kroba man no ko obiano. Their minds are there where they have invested their millions. When it was being announced by our leader, said give them half and come back home. It was like a fun, like a first story. They will say he was talking nonsense. He never Nigeria can never be worst. Can never be bad. Our brother came into the journey. Our brother Simeon came into the journey, came back again, saw the truth, and was still preaching it. Get the what you have, sell what you can sell, and come back home. They said, no, where is this one coming from? Who is this small boy? What is this one? What is he saying? Is he the first one to have said it? They mocked at him. They mocked at us. Today, it is happening live. He was told 2023 they will Islamize Nigeria. They took him for granted. They said 2023 this will happen. They mocked him. It came forth. It's coming in their eyes. Even as it's happening today, many are still in doubt. Many are still blindfolded. Many are still deaf. Even while they are telling them, even what is happening today, many are not. I keep asking, is it the food? When the Kaduna governor said in his announcement, no food should be exported into this side of our home, I was so glad when I heard it. I was so glad. I tell my friends, I said, what are these things they produce? What do they produce? Is it tomato? Is it beans? Should man live by bread alone? There are other things we can produce. They keep supplying themselves fertilizers. They keep giving their people fertilizers. They keep giving their people manure. How many did they give to our people? So our people now were lack of working, doing the farm. But now they are coming back home. I love Tinubu for what he told them. Agbado, all this one, so that people can go back home. Now they understand that yes, those their food is not important anymore to us. Let them keep it. Let them keep us. Let them lock those food as much as they could. Let us see who will cry. Are they not the one crying now? They're asking why the east, southeast, not southwest, not contesting. Why the Igbos not waking up? Why do they want the Igbos to wake up? Igbos are not relevant to them. Let us go. You don't want us to go. And when we protest, you kill us. The world will see Yoruba when they were killing us. The houses there when they were shooting our people, when they were depriving our children from their mother, taking them away, raping them, killing them. Who were protesting with us? Who were shouting for us? When we stood up and shout, they will kill us. Shoot us on the street. Many of us had to leave to survive, travel to feed so that we can come back home. While coming back home, they embarrass us at the airport, they insult us at the airport, they call us all sort of name. And today, they know that destiny has its way. Destiny has its way. And it is coming. It is coming. I'm telling you the truth. Who has not been hearing the sound of freedom? That person is not, I don't think he's existing. It's coming. It's coming. And I know we'll get it by either by force or by peace. And I know it can never be by peace. So they will have to get it the way we want it. And now I'm praying for all of us to continue understanding that if he has to come with bullets, he will give them bullet by bullet. And I know it's going to come to that. That is the only way we can get freedom. That is the only way we can be who God has destined us to be. That is the only way Biafra can be better. That is the only way we can go into this country and bring in that thing we have, that God has impacted in us. They close our people's banks. They close our people's businesses. They don't want us to produce anything. They don't want us to do anything. And they're lazy. They can do nothing. They keep convincing the people that they are better. They are not better in any way. They are not educated than us. They are not intelligent than us. They don't make anything. They don't do anything. They don't produce anything. That is why the Yorubas are. Look at it. They don't do anything. They don't do anything. So why do we need them? Why do we want them? Why do we always looking at them and ask, let there be war? Those of them who said they saw the war. Who didn't see the war? Who has not been seeing war? War has been going on every day. War has been going on. And they haven't suffered violence. And the violence taken it by force. So in our own generation, we also suffer the violence to take it by force. And without this, we can't succeed. Without this, we cannot progress. Without this, we cannot give our children the good things they need. We can't give them the best education. We cannot give them the best things of this earth. Many of us are traveling, enjoying it. Why can't we feel it in our homeland? We who the Lord has blessed in everything. In everything. Is it in creativity? Is it in what have God has not blessed us for? And they know all these things. The British know all these things. And they know that once we leave, they'll come back to beg us. They'll come back to ask us for those things that they knew that we have, they don't have. Because many nations will come down. Many nations will fall. And they don't want it. They don't want it. So they keep confusing people, convincing them Biafra will not come. Forget it. Who told you it won't come? It has been destined in heaven that it will come in my generation. And those who know it are standing firm, no matter what people are saying. I don't care. Let them continue to say. Heaven will give us our expectation. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you very much, Oishi. You come back again because you are keeping our audience very busy and you are enlightening them. You are a lecturer. You are lecturing our people. You are lecturing our people about this very message. You are, of course, you are a preacher of this very gospel of freedom. But I like us to take some kind of refreshment through music. We'll play some couple of things and we'll continue. We're here. We're here. We're here. Dear friends, I want to tell you that we love you so much. I love you so very, very much. Of course, our minister, I love you so very much. And we're here together with Onishi. Onishi, let me see if I'm following you because let me follow you. Please follow me back. I love your intuition. I love your preaching. This is my kind of person. Let us try to continue. I would like to start with the music of Biafran Seed International. This is my favorite music, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you have, take it. Leave us, leave us. Leave us, leave, and then you forgot. Go back, go back. Go back, quickly. Because of our land, we push it back. Our land, they kill us, they join our father, they cry, our mother, they cry. It is everywhere, it is everywhere. Nobody want to, they know who we be. Go back. Decided to sleep, they do not get far. If I like history, alaga, rigira. Now I know it all, you know if you change us, with your faith history. Lala.